You know, there's something about Bob Dylan that I've always found fascinating. I mean, he's one of the most enigmatic figures in popular culture. And over the course of his long career, he has managed to keep a lot of people guessing about who he is and what makes him tick. But one thing's for sure, he's one of the most influential songwriters of our time. Robert Zimmerman was born on May 24, 1941, in Duluth, Minnesota. His father was a truck driver, and his mother was a homemaker. When Bob was just 7 years old, his family moved to Hibbing, which is where he spent most of his childhood. Now, Hibbing is a small town, but it's got a pretty interesting claim to fame. It's the birthplace of both Bob Dylan and musician Roger McEwen, who later became famous as the leader of the Byrds. Small world, huh? Anyway, when Bob was 13, his family moved again, this time to a suburb of Minneapolis called Eden Prairie. And it was around this time that he began to develop his passion for music. He started playing guitar and harmonica and began writing songs. In fact, one of his first performances was at a high school talent show, where he sang a song called Song to Woody in honor of Woody Guthrie, who was one of his biggest influences. After graduating from high school in 1959, Bob enrolled in the University of Minnesota, where he studied literature. But his passion for music was too strong to ignore, and he soon dropped out to pursue a career in songwriting and performing. He changed his name to Bob Dylan because he didn't like the name Zimmerman and thought Dylan sounded more Irish, and in the early 1960s, he began performing in the folk music scene in Minneapolis. In 1961, Dylan moved to New York City to try and make it big in the music industry. And 2 years later, he signed with a small record label called Columbia Records. His first album, Bob Dylan, was released in 1962, and it was followed by several more albums throughout the 1960s. During this time, Dylan became one of the most popular and influential folk singers of his generation. His songs often dealt with themes of social justice and civil rights, and he became a prominent figure in the anti-war movement. Now, I could go on and on about Bob Dylan's life and career, but I think you get the idea. He's an incredibly talented and enigmatic songwriter who has influenced generations of musicians. If you want to learn more about him, I highly recommend reading the book Chronicles. It's volume 1" by Bob Dylan. It's the first volume of his planned autobiography, and it gives a fascinating glimpse into the mind of one of the most brilliant songwriters of our time. So what do you think? Are you a fan of Bob Dylan? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and check out my other content. Thanks for watching.